Alright guys, Dominic here for Kit Guru, and I hope you are enjoying the festive period. Today we're going to be taking a look back over the year as I'll be giving you my top 3 picks for the best monitors I reviewed in 2021. To keep things nice and varied as well, so I'm not just picking the 3 most expensive screens that I looked at, instead I'll be giving you my favourite budget, mid-range and high-end monitor of the year. Kicking off with my budget pick then, here I simply cannot look past the GB2770 QSU. I actually only reviewed this monitor in November, so be sure to check out the full video on the channel, but for £250 this display is just fantastic value for what you are getting. Its key spec is that it is a 27-inch 2560 by 1440 display at 165Hz, which is currently considered by many to be the sweet spot for PC gaming, and it uses an IPS panel. With my Spider X colorimeter testing, it impressed me right out of the gate, with a contrast ratio just shy of 1200:1, while it's impressively bright, peaking at over 500 nits, which is actually more than we have seen from some other monitors that are twice the price. Colour performance is also strong for a budget 1440p IPS panel, offering an average delta E of 1.54, and that improved to just 0.93 when calibrated, which is fantastic. What impressed me most with this screen, however, is just how fast it is in terms of the response times. I was expecting to see either a bit of ghosting or too much overshoot considering the price point, but actually using the default overdrive setting, it is an incredibly fluid panel. It was honestly great to game with barely any noticeable ghosting to my eye. If you've been using a 1080p screen for the last few years as well and are thinking about making the jump, I promise you will really appreciate the extra detail provided by a 1440p display. So for £250, the Iyama GB2770 QSU really is the real deal. I mentioned in the full review that it was actually only in mid-2017 that I spent over £550 on a very similar spec monitor, also offering an IPS 1440p panel at 165Hz. To get all of that now then for just 250 quid really is quite incredible, and the Iyama GB2770 QSU backs it up with a fast, responsive and colour accurate panel. As for my mid-range pick then, here we are stepping up to 4K with the AOC U28 G2XU. I reviewed this at the start of October, and what makes it so interesting is that it offers a 4K 144Hz IPS display at the lowest price I've ever seen for this kind of spec, retailing for under £590 on Amazon. It's certainly not cheap, but the pricing means it acts as an entry-level high refresh rate 4K display, which is definitely worth thinking about if you're already going to spend a similar amount on a feature-packed 1440p display. To tempt you around, it offers strong colour accuracy, delivering an average delta E of just 1.17 out of the box, and that dropped to 0.95 after calibration. We also get decent contrast for an IPS panel, though admittedly it could be a little bit brighter, but for me that wasn't an issue. This screen is designed for gaming though, and the 4K resolution across the 28-inch screen size makes for an absolutely pin-sharp experience. It's no slouch either, delivering response times that really impressed. Using the weak overdrive setting eliminated almost all visible ghosting without adding overshoot, and while it won't be as fast as a 1440p 240Hz panel, it was still plenty fast for me when playing Call of Duty. Simply put, for PC gamers looking to get into the world of 4K high refresh rate, the AOC U28 G2XU is a very good shout at under £590. The only thing I would say is that there's no HDMI 2.1, so it's not ideal for those with the PlayStation 5 or current gen Xbox, but hooked up to your PC, it really is a cracking option. That leaves my high-end pick, and here we have gone really high-end. Priced at over £3,000, the Asus ROG PG32 UQX is really only for the most cash-rich of enthusiasts, but boy does it reward you if you can afford it. That's because it's another 4K 144Hz IPS display, but with the crucial addition of 1152 mini LED backlight zones. Factor in that full array local dimming and the HDR 1400 certification, and the PG32 UQX offers easily the best HDR experience that I have ever had with a gaming display. It's one of those things that you simply just have to see for yourself, but trust me, it makes an absolutely massive difference for both gaming and media consumption. It's a top quality IPS panel as well, delivering an out-of-the-box average Delta E of just 1.02, and we even got that to 0.89 after calibration. Adding in the peak SDR brightness of over 500 nits, and the fact that the full array backlight can actually boost contrast well above the typical IPS levels, and we really find a lot to like here. I do think it's fair to point out though that this isn't the absolute fastest screen out there, but personally I think the HDR resolution and screen size works best for slower paced RPGs or strategy games for instance, and in those titles the response times are plenty fast enough. The gaming experience really is all about that HDR though, which I can't speak more highly of. The only other thing to add then is the lack of HDMI 2.1 is a downer, but for the best visual experience with everything cranked up to the max, which I think is what this monitor really deserves, then you would want to be on PC anyway, which is where the Asus ROG PG32 UQX really shines. So there we have it. Those are my top 3 picks for the best 3 monitors I reviewed in 2021. As always though, I want to hear from you, so let me know what you think of my picks down in the comments, and also stay tuned in 2022 as we'll have plenty more monitor reviews coming your way. That is it for this video though guys, so if you liked it please toss me a thumbs up, and as I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell if you haven't already, just so you won't miss out whenever we upload a new video. In the description you can find links to our Discord server where we'd love to chat with you guys, and you can consider buying some of our merch or even backing us on Patreon. That's it for this one though guys, I'm Dominic for Kit Guru, and I'll see you in the next video.